welcome to my model showcase. This is a Reaver Titan number 2442. It was the first Titan that I bought. Not the first Titan I painted, but I'm sure we'll get to that. Yeah, here it goes. So it was early 2019. We travelled to Warhammer World to purchase this Titan directly, after saving for it for what felt like forever. But yeah, it was quite a daunting kit to buy and look through. I actually talked myself out of building it for some time because of how daunting it was, and I'd never worked on Titans before. So I kind of shelved it, put it to one side, and then kind of plucked up the courage over time to come back to it. But the build itself was pretty straightforward once I actually got the courage to do it. Once I actually made a start on this thing, I was really enjoying it, getting into full swing of Titan building, and then it all came screeching to a halt when I was dragged in for my second spinal surgery. I knew that when I bought this Titan that I would have spinal surgery again at some point in the coming weeks, but it was deemed urgent enough that they fast-tracked it, and it came a lot sooner than I was expecting. I really wanted to get these Titans finished before the surgery. Nonetheless, surgery happened when I just started painting the legs pretty much. Yeah, it came with restrictions as well for the healing time. I wasn't allowed to lift anything more than 500 grams. So yeah, I had to paint it in little sections, armor panels at a time, and all this. It made a very interesting and memorable build. I had planned on entering armies on parade in 2019 as well, which was at the end of that year. So I wanted to get all the Titans done, and yeah, I had 7 months of the 500 gram restriction, so I couldn't even lift either of the Titans up at that point. Yeah, it made it very, very, very interesting. Surgeons saw me in 2018 before my first spinal surgery that I probably wouldn't be able to be painting models for much longer, because they expected the fine motor skills in my hands to just go over time as the spine degenerates. Yeah, I'd already got like numbness and whatever, like bad dexterity in my hands and feet from permanent nerve damage. It was never going to get better. But then they told me that again in 2019 that yeah, I can't be painting models much longer. I decided to fast track my bucket list of Warhammer that I always wanted to do. So that just meant relentless saving. I had the Reaver Titan at the top of that list. I also had a Warhound Titan on that list, and back then I had the Warlord Titan on that list, and I thought I might need a lottery win to acquire that. And then I had the Thunderhawk and the Stormbird also on my bucket list as well, but we'll get on those later. I entered armies on parade in 2018 with the knights that I did from the first set of recovery time that I had after my first op, which was again 7 or 8 months. And I just painted Imperial Knights all year because they were light and not too small and fiddly, so it gave me a bigger canvas to work on. It was just perfect for me doing that. Did okay in armies on parade. I never entered to win or like had any sort of goals. It was just a celebration of still being in the hobby, really. Just like a personal achievement thing. So the second year, 2019, I wanted to enter again. This time I brought the Titans and my Crimson Fists. I didn't want to bring anything that had been seen before. And I was super proud of having the Reaver and was keen to display it. Didn't expect it to do particularly very well, but that's not why I entered. Just still being in the hobby, really, that's what it was about for me. Like just a personal achievement. They told me I wouldn't be doing it anymore, and here I am doing Titans. Like, I'm not just going to give up. That's what that was all about for me, and I ended up doing quite well at that, which, yeah, it was hard to take. I don't think of myself as the best painter around. Yeah, the Titans did very well, and the Crimson Fists did incredibly well as well, and they got a bunch of awards and best of on the day. And yeah, I could have just, if the ground could have opened up and swallowed me, I'd have took that. Like, I had no intentions of doing well or anything like that, so it came as a bit of a shock. But I'm proud of it, and I've still got all that stuff. Like, it's in my collection, the Armies on Parade winning certificates and that sort of stuff. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that. And just after Armies on Parade, Nate Tribe came to my attention. It's a boy from Scotland who had 2 inoperable brain tumours, and he'd been travelling around the UK, going to all these different games workshops and doing as many games as he could, and he has got memory problems, so we needed to do something kind of special for him, really, a game that he'll remember. So I got in touch with his parents, and we're like, if you're coming down Yorkshire way, fancy popping in and I'll let them game with the Titans. Surely that's something that I'd have loved to do at his age, which they did. My buddy Chris brought down equal amount of points in Chaos, like an armoured division, and they just kind of went at each other, and Nate's brother Cam had the Chaos side, and luckily it was a draw, because it would have been a long way back up to Scotland if either side would have won, I think. But I think a draw were like the best thing they could do. But it was a good laugh, and it was a proud moment being involved in that, and seeing other people enjoy Titans as much as I do. And following that, the Reaver Titan, we did the Titan Walk 2021, which was again like an unbelievable achievement. It's something, being a member of the Titan Owners Club meant a great deal to me. It's something that I really wanted to get into, and I think I had a lot of imposter syndrome, because I'd spent so much time looking at their blogs, looking at all the Titans and looking up to these guys, and yeah, it just felt really weird to then be a member myself. Yeah, walking with these guys, it inspired so much, especially people like Leiden, LP Miniatures. Guys, just his Titans were incredibly special to me, and he was the guy that I reached out to right at the start, and I was like, I've saved up enough money for a Titan, but I'm scared of pulling the plug in case I can't do it. And he was like, oh, Titan Owners Club will help you, the blog's there, we'll help you as much as we can. And it just gave me that little bit more courage to just pull that trigger and get that Titan, and I don't think I'd have any if it wasn't for him. Then we did the Titan walk at Warhammer Fest 2023, and again took this guy. Amazing. It was hard work, don't get me wrong, like I think it was 8-9 hour days or something ridiculous. Like, yeah, it was a lot of being on our feet and a lot of moving stuff, and I had help for that, luckily. Like, my buddy Chris again stepped in, got me and my Titans there, and helped out, like moving my Titans around, because I do still struggle with the weights of them. And my body had gone by the second day. I was in bits, and Chris really did step up, and other members of the Titan Owner Club really did step up and help me with drawing the game. So massive thanks to those guys.